The halls were empty, and the quiet felt heavier than usual. This story is brought to you by a streaming service. One quiet afternoon in an empty classroom, I saw a side of Miss Harrison I never expected, and everything changed. Miss Harrison was our history teacher, strict but fair, always professional. To me, she was just the woman who walked us through ancient civilizations and historical debates. I respected her, but never thought much beyond that. That day, I was packing up my things when she stopped me. "Francesca, could you stay a moment? I want to talk about your essay." I didn't think anything of it. I'd stayed after class before. Slinging my bag over my shoulder, I turned to her. "Sure, Miss Harrison." "What's up?" She looked up from her papers, our eyes meeting briefly. "I just wanted to say I've been really impressed with your work lately. Your effort is showing." A flush of pride warmed my cheeks. I've been trying hard, but hearing it from her made it feel real. I mumbled a soft thank you. Then she stood and came closer. It was still professional, but there was something in her tone gentler, more personal. "I know this year has been stressful. There's a lot on your plate." I nodded. Senior year was overwhelming tests, assignments, and a looming future. She went on, "If you ever need someone to talk to, I'm here. You're capable of so much more than you realize." There was something in her gaze that felt deeper, as though she saw past the student role I played. I was flattered, but also unsure. I started to leave. I should head home. "My mom's expecting me." She hesitated. "I'm leaving soon too." "Want a ride? I'm heading your way." That caught me off guard. A ride from a teacher? That wasn't something that happened. Still, something in her tone reassuring, almost coaxing, made me agree. "Okay, sure, thanks." We walked out together. The halls were empty, and the quiet felt heavier than usual. When we got in the car, the silence between us was filled with something I couldn't name. She asked gently, "How are things outside of school?" I hesitated, then admitted, "Rough." She nodded like she already knew. "You're strong, Francesca. I see it. Not just in your work, but in how you carry yourself." I didn't know what to say. Her words felt like more than just encouragement. Her voice, her presence, it was different. Personal, intimate. When we reached my house, I got out, unsure of what had just happened. She watched me from the car, her gaze lingering. And in that moment, I knew something between us had shifted. The days that followed after that ride, nothing felt normal anymore. I kept replaying everything, her voice, her smile, the look in her eyes. The next morning, I tried to act natural, hoping to slip into class unnoticed. But she was waiting at the door. "Francesca," she said, her tone unmistakably familiar. "Good morning," I stammered. "You okay? You seem rushed today." I nodded. "Just busy." She held my gaze for a second, longer than necessary. We all have our days. In class, I couldn't focus. Every time she spoke, I was hyper-aware. Her eyes felt like they were always on me. When the bell rang, she stopped me again. "Can you stay a moment?" I did, nervous. Alone with her in the classroom again, she told me I'd done well in class, but also seemed distracted. She wasn't wrong. I was distracted by her. "You've changed lately," she said softly. "You're distant." I didn't know how to respond. Before I could say anything, another student popped in to grab a forgotten notebook. The moment dissolved, but the tension didn't. Something more the next afternoon. I stayed behind again. I wasn't sure why. Maybe I needed clarity. Maybe I just wanted to see if that feeling was real. She looked up as I approached her desk, a knowing look in her eyes. "Back again?" I just wanted to finish something. She stepped closer, her voice low. "You're not just your grades, Francesca. I've seen that for a while now." Her proximity, the way she looked at me, it was overwhelming. There was nowhere to move without brushing against her. Then her fingers touched mine. It was brief, but it changed everything. I couldn't stop thinking about it. Each day that passed, I came back to that moment. Her presence haunted me in class, at home, in my thoughts. Crossing the line, eventually, it happened again. Another afternoon, just the two of us. She approached, her voice soft. "I thought you'd be gone by now." I replied, trying to stay composed, but she stepped closer until there was almost no space between us. Her hand brushed the back of my chair, my breath caught. "You don't have to hide from me," she whispered. "You don't need to pretend." I stood, unsure, but drawn to her. She tucked a strand of hair behind my ear, and I couldn't move. "You don't know what you do to me," she said. Then she kissed me. It was hesitant at first, as though she expected me to pull away. But I didn't. I kissed her back, lost in it. Nothing else existed in that moment. When it ended, she whispered, "I shouldn't have done that," but I couldn't help it. I couldn't speak. I was confused, breathless, caught between desire and guilt. She said, "I won't push you, but don't tell me you don't feel it too." I didn't answer because I did feel it, even if I wished I didn't. The point of no return, a few days later, it happened again. This time, the kiss was different, urgent, filled with everything we hadn't said. And when it ended, she looked at me like I was the only person who mattered. "I want you," she said. "I can't stop thinking about you." I didn't know what to do. My heart told me one thing, my mind screamed another. "I can't do this," I whispered. "You don't have to decide now," she replied. "But I can't pretend anymore. It was too much. I needed space." "I have to go," I said and left. Aftermath, even as I walked away, I knew I'd crossed a line I couldn't uncross. I couldn't forget her touch, her kiss, the way she made me feel seen in a way no one else ever had. But I also knew this wasn't right. It couldn't be. And yet, part of me didn't want it to stop. Now, every moment is haunted by what happened. I try to go back to being a normal student, but there's no going back. This was no longer just a teacher and student, and I have no idea where we're heading. But I know, it's already too late to pretend nothing happened.